Everyone loves new games, but what about 35 new games? That's right, I found 35 different games coming to the Quest 2. Let's jump in and check it out right now. Number 1. Peaky Blinders: The King's Ransom. The hit TV show Peaky Blinders makes its way to virtual reality with The King's Ransom. This game will allow you to jump into the world of 1920s Birmingham and London. You'll meet with characters like Tommy and Arthur Shelby from the show, voiced by their counterparts. This original story sounds like it'll be a combination of combat as well as a story-based drama. We don't know a ton about it, but it's exciting to see properties like Peaky Blinders coming to VR, so I'm excited to see this launch later this year. Number 2, Swordsman VR. Swordsman is a physics-based combat game that is coming native to the Quest platform. I personally have not played this game, although I've heard very good things about it and the combat itself. There is an update called the Advanced Combat Update that's coming out and will be releasing both on PC and on Quest at the same time. No official release date, but I do believe it will be coming soon. Next up, I'm going to slaughter this name. It's Vox Machinae, I think. This game is coming very soon to the Quest platform. Vox Machinae is a mech combat game that'll have you sitting inside of a giant mech and piloting it. One awesome thing is that the new official release that's coming to the Quest includes a story mode, where you'll actually be playing through a story as a mech pilot, as well as joining in with squads in the multiplayer modes. Next up, we've got Startenders. If you've ever wanted to be a bartender for aliens, then this could be the perfect game for you. Startenders Intergalactic Bartending will have you mixing out-of-this-world drinks for some pretty crazy customers. It seems like it could be an interesting game to say the least, so if your dream is to become a bartender for the stars, then this could be a dream come true. Number 5, another game I'm going to slaughter the name of, Tale of the Onogoro, which is an anime-styled VR adventure game from the developer of Last Labyrinth. The game has anime-style visuals that mixes steampunk with Japanese legends. Apparently, you're going to be battling against giants known as the kami. It looks like it could be an interesting game if you're big into the anime scene, and who doesn't want to fight giant enemies using weapons and special powers, so there you go. Next up, we've got a brand new game from the amazing publisher Devolver Digital called Tentacular. In this game, you play as a giant octopus, where you'll be not destroying cities necessarily, but helping the humans on the island in front of you. I have not had the chance to check it out, but I do love stuff from Devolver Digital, so I'm very curious to see what this unique gameplay will be like. Number 7, Wands Alliances. The sequel to the Wands game that launched on the original Quest is coming to the Quest 2 sometime in the first half of 2022. Wands is a multiplayer wizard combat game, and Wands Alliances is going to be bringing the same with new twists to the platform. Now you're going to be fighting in teams, 2 teams of 3 against each other as you battle to win and become the best wizard you can. We don't know a lot about the game yet, but the first one was fun. I'm excited to see, as many of you know, I love wizard combat stuff. Next up, a game called Gambit. No, it's not a game based on the Marvel X-Men character, although that would be absolutely amazing. Gambit is a game by Xreal, the developer of Zero Caliber, a first-person shooter on the Quest and the Quest 2. Gambit is another VR co-op shooter with some unique-looking elements. It's got a story campaign with 4-player co-op where you will be pulling off heists to unlock weapons and other cosmetic items. It's going to have boss fights, and overall it's got a unique look and feel to it with some interesting types of characters. Next up is Wanderer. Now, I played this game on the channel for the PC VR game, and I mentioned in the video that they are trying to bring it to the Quest platform, but I wanted to put it on this list because it's such a fantastic game. They did tell me that that was their goal, was to try their best to bring it to the Quest, and hopefully that's what happens because I want a lot more people to be able to play the game and experience the awesome story. Number 10, and we're not even a third of the way through this list yet, The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2. Technically called Retribution, Chapter 2 of The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners doesn't have a trailer for me to show you, just this visual. But I wanted to bring it to light because I'm excited, and there's a freaking chainsaw, which I really hope means that we can use a chainsaw in this next version to dispatch zombies. Hopefully we'll be seeing more soon about Retribution, The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2. Next up, The Last Worker. Now this has got some Portal-looking vibes to it. The Last Worker is a VR game from Wolf and Wood, where you will be playing a factory worker with a robotic companion. I don't really know exactly how this game is going to play, how it's going to work, but it looks like it could be a lot of fun. It's a story-based, creepy type of thing. Speaking of trailers, if you want to watch any of the trailers that you've seen here, I'll put links to all of them down in the description so you can see the full-length version. Next up is Among Us. Among Us is a game that got massive fame over the last few years. It just kind of exploded on the scene after having been out for a little while, I believe. I won't say much about this except for the fact that it's coming and I'm excited to try it. Next up is Nock, a new sports-style game that looks like it's a mixture of Rocket League and In Death. This looks like it could be some crazy fun using a bow and arrow and trying to get what looks like a ball through a goal. All I can say is it looks crazy. It looks fun, and I'm excited to play some multiplayer in this game. Next up, number 14, The Chewllers. The Chewllers is a tower-based defense type game. I personally am not a huge fan of tower-based defense games, so I'm not going to say much about this, except for the fact that the art style looks pretty cool. And it looks like you've got upgrades. If you like tower-based wave shooters, then you'll probably really enjoy this game. I don't mind them for a while, but I tend to get tired of them pretty quickly. So it is what it is, but if you enjoy them, this could be for you. Next up, The Exorcist Legion Sin. This is a sequel to the Exorcist game. The Exorcist is getting a sequel, and drumroll please, it's getting co-op, which could be even more terrifying depending on the person you're playing with. But anyways, The Exorcist Legion Sin is coming to the Quest platform. Number 16, and I think we're about halfway through the list at this point, The Last Clockwinder. Don't really know hardly anything about this game, except for the official description, which says The Last Clockwinder is a VR automation game about building clockwork contraptions out of your own clones. You're on a mission to repair an ancient tower built into the trunk of a colossal tree. Inside, you find a pair of gloves that allows you to turn anything you do into a looping clockwork automaton. Use your automatons to grow plants, harvest resources, and find a way to save the clock tower. It's supposed to be coming summer of this year, so keep an eye open. Next up, Nerf Ultimate Championship. Now this game is something I am very excited for. Granted, it does look a lot like Hyperdash in the style of the gameplay and the way that it looks. It's freaking Nerf though. As long as the sounds are right and the guns function like a Nerf gun, I could spend hours playing this game. I don't know about you, but I love me some Nerf, and I love the idea of not having to find the bullets and pick them up, which is like the best part of this game and the worst part of real life. Plus, it's got wall running, which is pretty awesome too. Nerf Ultimate Championship is coming this year to the Quest platform. Wanadev, the studio behind Ragnarok, is bringing their Propagation VR PC VR game sequel, Propagation Paradise Hotel, to the Quest platform. Again, we don't know a lot about this game, except that it's expected to launch on the Quest, and I believe it's going to be a co-op experience. Again, we don't know much about it, but it looks like it could be terrifying and hopefully a game you can play with friends so you don't have to crap yourself all by your lonesome. Next up is T for God. Now, I've played the demo of this game. It does require space because it is one of those games that uses your Guardian to physically walk around in. It's a great way to do that. T for God is a lot of entertaining fun, but it's getting an official launch apparently later this year. Next on the list is the Twilight Zone VR. We don't really have a trailer, just the images you're seeing on the screen, but they show a pretty diverse set of stories. You'll be playing through a handful of different stories that I don't think necessarily have to do with each other. They're just like jumping into an episode of the Twilight Zone. Sounds like it could be fun, and it's supposed to be coming out this year. Next up is Ultimechs, a brand new game by Resolution Games. Although we don't know a ton about it, Ultimechs looks to be a sports mech game, kind of like Rocket League, where you have to get the ball into the goal using mechs. Sounds fantastic. Sign me up. I can't wait to check this out. Next up is Ziggy's Cosmic Adventure. It calls itself an immersive cockpit title. It looks like it could be a puzzle type of game, maybe, or something like it. Don't really know. Next on the list is a game that if I don't include this on a list, everyone tells me it should be on there in the comments, and that is Project 4. Now, as always, I'm showing Boneworks on the screen. We don't know what Project 4 is going to be. We don't even know that it's going to be like Boneworks at all. Regardless, Project 4, hopefully we'll hear something about it this year. I'm also going to mention these again very quickly in passing. Splinter Cell VR and Assassin's Creed VR. We know they're coming. We don't know anything about them. We have not heard anything about them in a very long time, but they're in development. Who knows? It could be any time. It could be 3 or 4 years from now. Whatever the case, I'm excited to play them whenever they do come out finally. Next on the list is Ruins Magus. Ruins Magus is a VR JRPG. Apparently, you're going to jump into a world and play through a story as you play as a wizard. It's going to have a 26-chapter game that has plot-driven sequences, kind of like a visual novel, but having active combat. It kind of worries me a little bit about how the game is actually going to be if you're just going to stand and watch most of it, but who knows? Next up is Little Cities. Little Cities is the type of game where you jump in, you sit on your couch, and you just have a grand and relaxing time playing. It's a city builder, but it is a city builder done in such a way that you can jump in and have fun and not be stressed out like I get when I play regular city builders. Following that, Cities VR is essentially city skylines in virtual reality. This is a massive scale city building game that brings a huge IP to virtual reality. Next up, Shock Troops. Shock Troops is a retro VR shooter, and it uses the pixel sprite based artwork, which looks fantastic in VR. Even though it's not planned to release until late 2022, this space-based adventure looks like it could be absolutely fantastic. It's done by the same developer as the Stones of Harlath, which was a lot of fun, and if you loved the games of old like Doom and Wolfenstein, then you'll probably love jumping into this game that's fully designed for VR, and even though it looks like a classic retro game, it plays very much like a modern day VR shooter. Next on the list is Hellsweeper. Hellsweeper is by the developer of Sirento. Hellsweeper is a roguelike first-person combat game where you'll be jumping into different places to fight against the Hellspawn, upgrade your character, get new weapons, all the stuff that a roguelike is. So if you like roguelikes, you'll probably like this game. Not sure how this happened, but another game with hell in the title, Green Hell VR. I have played the PC VR version of this game, and back when I played the very, very early developer build, although it had issues, it played pretty well. That doesn't seem to be the case with the newest demo that was released for Steam Next Fest. I really hope that things get under control and they can get this thing running perfectly for the Quest platform. Apparently, it requires a really heavy-duty PC with like a 3090 in it just to run properly on PC VR. I'm not really 100% sure how this is going to run on Quest or how well it'll work, but I hope that they get this working because what I played was actually pretty fun. Next up on the list is the Atlas Mystery. The Atlas Mystery is a VR puzzle game that combines escape room puzzles and investigative plot twists and haunting revelations, according to the description. I love puzzle, escape room style games and mystery games as well. Put them together, and that sounds like a great game. So I'm excited to play Atlas Mystery when it launches on the Quest 2. Next up is Samuria Slaughterhouse. Samuria Slaughterhouse is a unique game in that it's a colorless samurai-style adventure. Well, not totally colorless, as you can see on the screen here, but the game is a samurai-style adventure being developed. I've played some of the Quest 2 version, and it's already getting me excited for it, as it feels a lot like jumping back and watching some of the older samurai-style films or reading through some of the samurai manga. We're almost to the end. We've got 3 games left, and the next one is Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I know a ton of people that are waiting for this game. Grand Theft Auto in VR is going to be very interesting, to say the least. I know a lot of people are excited to bring GTA to VR, and San Andreas will be coming to the Quest platform. Next up, Cosmonious High. Cosmonious High is the newest game from the developers of Job and Vacation Simulator, so you know it's going to be crazy and well done. It takes place in a out-of-this-world high school, Cosmonious High. I know my son's excited for this game as he loves Job and Vacation Simulator, and if I'm being honest, I enjoy them too, so I'm excited to try this. Last on our list is actually a game I'm pretty excited for that I haven't heard anything about for a while, but it's called Area Man Lives. Area Man Lives is a VR mystery type game that's also kind of a radio drama, if you will. It actually uses your own voice as you talk to characters and interact with the world around you in what looks like a radio booth on the Oregon coast. I haven't heard anything about this for quite a long time, but I am excited because I love story-based games. Radio dramas are fantastic, and being able to use your own voice is a pretty cool mechanic as well. There you go. Those are the 35 games coming to the Quest 2 that I could find. I searched high and low everywhere. I asked people. This is a list, a comprehensive list of every game that I know of or have heard of coming to the Quest 2, both this year, possibly in the future. A lot of them, though, are coming very soon. I know I'm excited for new games, and I'm sure that you are too. Speaking of new, if you want to check out my brand new website, BMFVR.com, you can find my brand new merch store. Check it out down at the link in the description. I've got some brand new shirts plus some brand new limited edition drops coming in the near future with new designs that I'm really excited for. Plus, this platform allows me to actually respond to every order with a custom video message thanking you personally, which is one of the reasons I love this platform. It allows me to communicate directly with you, and thank you for your support. Check it out at the link down in the description. And if you want to get the most out of your quest and your Quest 2, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down there and the bell icon for notifications. And you can check out even more of my videos right over there. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and happy questing.